Hi, my name is Katerina, and I had gastric bypass surgery back in 2022, December 2022. And on my channel, I share my experience. If that's something interesting to you, stick around. We're going to talk about my journey so far, my updates, and as well as non-scale victories. Stick around. All right, it's been 14 months since I had gastric bypass surgery. I had the Roux-en-Y surgery back on December 22nd, 2022. Since then, there's been so many changes. Not only have I lost over 120 pounds, but I've gained so much. I was able to get rid of my type 2 diabetes. I was able to get rid of PCOS, non-alcoholic fatty liver. I was able to gain a whole bunch of energy and just a different way of living, being able to partake instead of being on the sidelines. Got my notes here with me. Want to make sure that I share everything I can for those who are thinking about having bariatric surgery or for those who have recently had it. I want to give you a glimpse of what it's like to have been 14 months post-op right now and let you know what it's like. First of all, if you're joining me right now and it's the first time, I just want to let you know who I am. My name is Katerina. I had gastric bypass surgery back in December 22nd, 2022. And on my channel, I share everything gastric bypass related, bariatric surgery related. I talk to you about the ins and outs, the in-betweens, and I keep it very real. I let you know what my experience was. And keep in mind, this is truly just a vlog of my own experience. If you're returning, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it like you don't believe. The comments are just incredible and it really keeps me motivated to keep doing these videos. So I keep pushing out a video every month just to let you guys know where I'm at and also to answer some of the questions that I keep getting through the comments and the DMs that I get on my Instagram as well. To keep it real, 14 months post-op right now feels like surgery was like a lifetime ago. I feel like I'm back to normal. I feel like the restriction is still there, but it's not really affecting my day-to-day. I feel extremely blessed and happy and privileged and just extremely grateful for all the benefits that I've gained from having this particular operation. I also feel like I need to share the fact that everybody's experience is different. And although my surgery was really textbook with no complications, that's not the experience for everyone. So if you're thinking about having surgery, do your own research. Make sure that you hear the goods and the bads and consider everything that comes with the surgery, because everybody's body is completely different. Not body is the same, and so the way that you're going to react to something will be different than the way that I'm going to react to something, and the results will vary drastically. So I have previous videos letting you know exactly how much weight I've lost and the pre-op and the post-op, but what I really want to focus on today is I want to talk about a little bit about some of the phases pre-op and post-op, and then I really want to focus on non-scale victories, because I think that once you hit the 6-month mark, I think that life goes kind of back to normal. And I think it's important to really just kind of focus on just the benefits and the non-scale victories that happen on a day-to-day, so that you can continue being grateful for what you have and make sure that you're using this particular tool to the best of its advantage. So let's talk pre-op. Pre-op was a time where I had a lot of anxiety and I had a lot of questions. I mean, pre-op was a time where I really did my research. I started following a whole bunch of vloggers and people on YouTube, Instagram, trying to see their success, their experience, trying to find out a little bit more about their experiences. I also did a lot of research. I made a million phone calls, and I got in touch with the right medical team to keep me committed to the process, and also just to keep me focused on what the ultimate goal was. My ultimate goal for having this particular surgery was to get rid of my type 2 diabetes. And so I'm glad to say that I have been able to get rid of my type 2 diabetes, and I am very, very grateful. Life has changed. Like, I can't even put words to it. And also pre-op was also the time that I started kind of looking into counseling, and also started therapy, talking about the reason why I had gotten to the weight that I was. I had reached my ultimate height. My ultimate weight was 356. And it was January 2020 that I decided to make a change. So, January 2020 is when I started to make my personal goal to lose the weight and to get healthier. And I only had surgery in December 2022. So from that time until then, I focused on my mental well being as well as my physical well being. And I did that on my own without surgery. I lost about prior to surgery. It was also the time where I started questioning myself, like I started thinking about, why can't I do this on my own? Why do I need to have surgery? What will people think about if I tell them? Like, what will my family say? What will my friends say? Will I be judged? Those are questions that you might think about if you're thinking about having surgery. You might think to yourself, like, am I a failure? Why can't I do this on my own? And it's understandable. It's understandable, and it's understandable that you might want to keep it a secret as well, because you're afraid of what people might say or how they'll react. And I understand that. For me, I choose to share my journey just because I feel like it'll help. I think it'll help people. I think that women have this need to try to be perfect, and it's okay if you need help. It's okay if you need surgery. It's okay. Like, whatever you do and whatever choice you make, as long as you're making the choice to ultimately be healthier and that you're taking active steps for it, who's gonna judge you? And do you really care if they judge you? You know what I mean? You do this for you, and it's only for you. Let's talk about pre-op. There was also the pre-op diet. I had to do a liver shrinking diet. I did that for 3 weeks, and that was hell. If you haven't seen my previous video, I highly suggest that you see it. I go into details as to what that's about. But for me, that was the hardest part of the entire process. The entire process, that for me was the hardest part. Once I passed that stage and had the surgery and I recovered very quickly, I was very blessed. It went with no incidents. The surgery was really textbook for me. And I moved on very quickly to the liquid phase and then the puree phase. And then you get to the solid food phase. That was a little bit of a hurdle for me. That was the phase where you have to figure out what you can eat, what you can tolerate. I had a couple of incidents where I had what they call a dumping syndrome. So that was not fun. But it's part of the process. It's part of the process of you figuring out what your body can handle now and what you can take in and what doesn't stick, right? So if you don't know what dumping syndrome is, it's basically when the food comes out either from the top or from the bottom, or you might be one of the lucky ones where it doesn't come out at all, but you experience heart palpitations and sweats. Either way, it's no fun, but it's just a learning process. So you get to figure out what your body can tolerate. And it's not forever. I remember, I think it was somewhere between the 4-month mark and the 6-month mark, I had tried hamburger patty with raw onions, and that just literally just came right back out. It was not pleasant at all. It wasn't even like vomiting. It was more like you ever seen a cat with a hairball? It was mostly like that. Yeah, did not enjoy that. But then I tried it a couple of weeks later and I had no issues. So it's just that process, the process of just trying to figure out how your body will react to things and not to push it, right? Not to push it. Give your body the time it needs to heal and to learn and to just grow within its new capabilities, right? So that was something else. But by the time I hit the 6-month post-op process, like by the time I hit that particular phase, life was back to normal. Like literally everything was back to normal. And now 14 months post-op, it's a distant memory. So this is why I want to talk about non-scale victories. Because when you make it to this point, when you make it past the 12-month mark, past the year mark, you might even forget that you had surgery. There will be days that you can literally consume 2,000 calories, no problem. But then there will be other days where, 500 calories will just fill you up and you just won't be able to have anything else. And that's just part of just the new way of life, the new way of eating. It's just part of what your body can tolerate. Your body has its limits, and some days the limits are bigger than others, and some days are smaller than others, and that's fine. At the beginning of the process, I worried so much about just tracking everything and weighing myself daily and just feeling depressed and sad about not hitting my marks and not hitting my protein and just worrying about stuff like that. And now I'm at the point that I weigh myself monthly rather than daily. Um, I do consume about 80 to 120 grams of protein every day, and that's become very easy for me. I still rely on shakes. I still drink shakes to get my protein in. I try to eat healthy. I try to eat clean. Some days I succeed, some days I don't. But overall, my journey has been a success. I am no longer type 2 diabetic. I got rid of many illnesses. I gained so much. I gained so much. I gained mobility, pain-free days, the ability to do things with my kids, run around all day after a 4-year-old. I've gained energy and just a happier way of being. And that is priceless. That is priceless. And I don't want to put a time limit on that. I don't want to put stress on that. I want to take it day by day and enjoy it every day. So that's where I'm at right now in this journey. And it hasn't been easy. I've struggled a lot. I've cried a lot. I've stressed out a lot. And I've really relied on therapy to keep me motivated and just to have a better mindset when it comes to this. Because for me, I struggle with two major things. I struggle with an eating disorder, and I struggled with binging. And when you're dealing with food addictions, it's just so difficult to stay on track. It's a daily battle to just fight with your thoughts. And therapy has really helped me just see things differently and to accept myself the way I am and to deal with how I am. So knowing the way I am, I'm able to do different things and see life a different way to adapt to what my needs are. To give you an example, is if I know that restricting myself will eventually lead to a binge, then I just won't restrict myself. I will have that, piece of cake, even though I know I shouldn't have it, even though I know I'm going to be sick from it. I will have it because if I don't have it, I will have an entire cake rather than just a slice. So for me, this is something that I have to deal with. And I work with it, and it's been a success. I mean, I've lost over 120 pounds so far, and I'm still going. I still have another 50 pounds to lose, and I'm not stressed about it. I know I will get there when I get there, so I'm not too stressed about that. I want to talk to you guys about non-scale victories because they're so important. It's so important to look at non-scale victories and just take the moment just to be grateful. There's things I can do now that I wasn't able to do before. Silly stuff, so silly. Like I was at Costco the other day. I went in because a friend of mine from Instagram, she's like, "Oh, you gotta go to the one in Canada." I live in Ottawa, so Canada is just a section of Ottawa. And she goes, "The one in Canada has the Fairlife shakes, which are my favorite shakes." And so I go there and I'm looking around for them, and I couldn't find them. And so my husband and my 4-year-old was there with me. And so I go back to find him, and he was looking at, they had the hammocks out. So we're in the middle of February right now. They already have hammocks out for the summer. And he had my 4-year-old on it, and he was swinging him. And he's like, "Oh, you gotta try it. It's so comfy. You gotta try it." So the first thought that came to my head was like, "Oh my God, I can't try that. I'm gonna break it. It can't handle my weight." But I didn't say that out loud. And I got on it, and my husband was swinging me like a little child on it. And I was so grateful. Like even thinking about it now, it's like emotional because those are things that I just couldn't do before. And it's so silly and so like I feel stupid to even mention it and getting all like overclamped with it because I was able to swing on it and it didn't break, and that's special to me. Another non-scale victory I had at the same time at Costco again. They had these work pants, like these almost like khaki work pants, and I've never owned a pair of khaki work pants. And I've also never bought any pants at Costco. I've had a Costco membership for 18 years now, and I've never bought pants at Costco just because they never carried my size. And this time around, I didn't even have to try them. I bought them, brought them home. They fit amazing. I got compliments from my husband, and I'm wearing khaki work pants. I'm gonna put them on later and show them to you. I'm really proud. The fact that I was able to do that. And talk about another non-scale victory is the fact that you can buy clothes now and they're like half the price of what I used to pay. It's incredible how much you pay more for clothes when you're overweight. At 356 pounds, I used to spend hundreds of dollars on clothes. And now I'm able to get a pair of pants for like 25 bucks. It's ridiculous to me. It's crazy. It's sad and it's good, and I don't even know how to feel about it. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for my video. I just wanted to give you just a little bit of a heads up of what it's like 14 months post-op. I am grateful and happy and healthy. And I'm just counting my blessings and looking for non-scale victories every day just to remind me of how different life is after having lost so much weight. And it's not even about the number on the scale or the weight that I've lost, but more about what I've gained through energy and health. If you watched all the way till the end, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all your comments. And if you're new here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like and share so that this video can get to as many people as it can. I want people that are thinking about surgery or have recently had it to know that they're not alone, that their experiences are valid, and that other people have went through it and survived it, and I'm grateful for it. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you around.